Well, it's been a wet, miserable week. I don't know what it is, but sheep always lamb when it's miserable. You never get it right, do you? You should come out when it's hot. Hey? You should come out when it's hot. I haven't had a lot of time to be outside doing fencing videos, but I thought this is a perfect time to introduce you to an idea I've got of playing with new technology to do planning jobs. Now, this is a new property that we've taken on. We're running some sheep on it, and as a result we're going to have to put in some new fences. Now, I could pace out all the fences, I could do all the measurements, I could write it down on a piece of paper and do all the calculations, but I'm going to try a couple of free software programs to do all the work at home by the fire. So I'll show you what I have to do in the paddock, and you'll be surprised at how stunningly quick that is. And hey, while we've got your attention with the cute baby animal and all, would you mind pressing that little red button down there to subscribe? It'll really help out the channel and keep the videos coming. Thanks, guys. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out my elevation using a free compass app on my phone, and then I'm going to go up to the top corner and I'm going to figure out my fall, because I'm going to use that to calculate for any errors in this fence. So now I can see up at the top corner I've got 290 metres of elevation. That few metres of change in elevation is going to make hardly any difference to the length of my fence, but it's worth leaving in the calculations anyway. It just makes you a little bit more accurate. Now that we've had a look around the property and I've seen where I want to put the fences and I can draw lines on Google My Maps, we'll go back in where it's warm and I'll work out not only what the property will look like and a plan for grazing on a map, but I will also automatically generate a budget for the fencing and a materials order list that I can print off and take down to the shop. Okay, so we're home now where it's nice and warm. Let's bring up Google, and the first of the tools that we're going to use is a product called Google My Maps. So I'm literally going to type into the search bar here, My Maps, and choose My Maps from Google. A little bit different to Google Maps because you can save your own maps, you can measure distances, you can measure areas, you can do all sorts of really cool stuff that we're going to use to our advantage. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And we're going to create a new map. Now, it might ask you to sign in. Just go ahead and do that, and then you'll see that red icon saying create a new map. Now, what we do then is we immediately type in to the search bar an address that we'd like to base our map on, and click from the list of options the address that we want to use. Now, my experience with Google My Maps is it's not totally accurate, so what you then have to do is click with your little hand icon and drag the map around to the location that you want. Now, this map's not very useful. I like to know where I'm drawing lines, and I like to be able to see where my points of interest are, so I'm going to go over here to where it says base map, and I'm going to click the photographic map. And so this will give me now an aerial satellite photo of the area that I want to work on. What I'm then going to do is on my first layer, I'm going to draw my existing infrastructure, so my existing sheds and my existing fences. So the first thing we have to do, just click on where it says the first layer and name it. So I'm going to say existing infrastructure, and we're going to save that. Now that we've saved that layer, I know that I'm drawing on it, so I go up here and I pick my line tool and I want to add a line or a shape, and I go to the bottom corner of the paddock that I want to draw the boundary fence around, and every time I come to a corner I click the little icon, and once I've finished I can then name it. So I click it as boundary and I save. Now that's immediately told me the length of my boundary fence and the area in hectares. It's not 100% accurate, it might be within 1 or 2 meters, but when you're doing fence costings and things like that, within 1 or 2 meters is usually pretty good. All right, now we've got one other existing fence here that we'll put in. So we add another line or a shape, and we're going to go from here to here, and click on that one, and we can now name that one. So I can say existing internal fence. I can really call it whatever I want, and I now know that that fence is 98 meters long. So I've got about 100 meters here of run. Now I want to add another layer. Now the next layer that we always add, so we go over here and we go to the add layer tool, and I simply click on that, and you'll see down the bottom now there's another layer that comes about. Now at the moment I've got both of the layers turned on, so I can still see my boundary fences in this layer. If you want to get rid of that, you just uncheck the box, and if you check the box again they come back. So we'll leave that unchecked while we're working on the next layer. The next layer I always name as issues and problems. So I have a little bit of a weed problem in this paddock at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and add a marker, and I'm going to mark where I have problems with weeds. And I can throw in another marker here, and then I might decide to throw in another marker over here. You have to click on it each time. So these are things that I need to be aware of in the paddock. So that's what this layer is all about. So you can delete these markers as you solve the problems, or if new problems come up, you can add new markers for them. And that just reminds you where you've got to do your work next time. Now we'll go ahead and add another layer. This layer this time is going to be, we'll get rid of the issues and problems layer at the moment. This layer at the moment is going to be our proposed fences. And we're going to save that layer. Now, I want to make sure that my proposed fences match up with my existing fences. So I can tick on two layers at once, so that'll bring up my existing infrastructure. I can see where my existing fences are. And it'll also allow me to draw on my proposed fences. So I click on proposed fences, and then I add a line or a shape to proposed fences here. Now let's say I want to add a fence there. I can call that run 1. Now let's say, once again, I make sure that I'm on proposed fences. I click on my proposed fences layer to make sure that I am actually drawing on that one. And I come back and I add another line or another shape, and I click on there, and I come across to this boundary here, click on that, and I can call this run 2, save, and that's going to give me the length of that fence there. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link in the description below for my next tool, which is a spreadsheet that I've done that allows you to automatically calculate the materials required and the cost of your fences. Okay, so I've had to turn my little photo off there just to get as much use out of the screen as we can. Now I'm going to show you how to use a very simple calculator that you can do yourself on Google Sheets. If you're not familiar with Google Sheets, I'm providing a direct link to my fence calculator, so you can download a copy of that, make a copy of it, and use it as you will. Basically, as you go through this, it's got 3 pages. The first page here is fence specifications. So this is where you type in the stuff that you find out about your fence. What size posts do you want to use? How much are they going to cost per post? What size height droppers do you want to use? How much are they going to cost? What post spacing do you want between your intermediates? What dropper spacing do you want? How many wires are you going to run on the fence? What specification of wire are you going to use? So this is where you plan the components of your fence. I'll just make one important point. I've highlighted this in red here. You need your wire cost per meter. So if it's $79 for a roll of 1K of wire, that's 1,000 meters, you would type in 0.079 for your cost per meter of that wire. That's the only tricky bit. So once you've gone ahead and typed in all of your suppliers' costings, we then go to the fence costing page. Now this is where we use the Google My Maps to great effect. So let's click on our proposed fences here, our proposed fences layer. Now these are the two fences that we want to have a look at. We want to have a look at run 1 and we want to have a look at run 2. So let's go ahead and highlight run 1. Now we can see that it's 95 meters long. So up here in our costing page, we're going to type in 95 meters there. Now the drop, that's where you saw me measuring from one end of the fence to the other, the different altitudes. Now in this case, it's only got a 3 meter drop. I've done an automatic calculation here that tells you if that increases the length of the fence by any significant amount, and as you can see, a 3 meter drop across a 95 meter fence has not increased it by more than half a meter, so it's just going to stay at 95 meters long. If it was a very significant drop, say if it dropped by 50 meters, then you'd see that the actual length of the fence, 95 meters across the map, would actually be 107 meters along the ground. But because it was only a 3 meter drop, it hasn't increased the length of the fence for our purposes at all. Now it asks me here, do I want to put a gate in? So yes, I do. I want one gate. How many ends will I need? Well, I'll need an end over here and I'll need an end where the gate's going. So that's 2 end assemblies that I need there. And it gives me an automatic costing for that run of the fence. Now let's have a look at run 2. Run 2 is 58 meters long. So we'll change this one to 58. It's only got a drop of 1 meter. I also want one gate in that run as well, and I'm going to need 2 end assemblies, one up against the boundary fence and one up against the gate. So I've now got an item cost for that run. If I wanted to put more fences in, I could put in up to 2 more. I've made this spreadsheet go up to 4 runs in size, but I'm only working with the 2 runs here today. So now I'm going to go to my total cost page, which is my last one that I've done. And as you'll see, it automatically adds up the cost of the 2 runs and it gives me a materials order list. So what I can actually do is I can just print this page, take this down to my supplier, and they can immediately see that I need 4 posts of 125 by 2100, 4 posts of 100 by 3 meters. I need 61 1200 droppers. I need a total number of 33 125 by 1800 intermediates. I need 2 gates and hanging kits, and I need 765 meters of wire, so they know to supply me with 1k roll. Not included in the budget, because I tend to buy these things in bulk and have a heap of them lying around in the shed, but not included in this budget. I also know that I'm going to need 183 staples to run 5 strands of wire along that fence. And if I was to do a run of electric fence, I would need 33 post insulators and I'd need 4 end insulators. So this is just a little automatic calculator that I use so that I don't have to write things down on a piece of paper or a piece of wood before I go down to the supplier, get back to the job and find out that I've ordered 3 less posts than I needed, because that's really annoying. So if you want to have a play with this and see if it's useful for your needs, I've included a link in the description below. If this is terrible, then I encourage you wholeheartedly to do your own calculator and comment in the description below with a link to your calculator where you overcome any of the problems that you see with my product. I hope this has been really useful, guys, and I hope that this brings our fencing budgets and our fencing calculations into the 21st century and allows us to do a little bit more work out of the weather and get a little bit more accuracy in what we do. Hope you have a great week, guys, and I will see you next weekend. So hey, while we've got your attention with the cute baby animal and all, would you mind pressing that little red button down there to subscribe? It will really help out the channel and keep the videos coming. Thanks, guys.